Boys, it is me, Colostomy Bag Karen here. How's it going? I'm obviously doing better than you. Suck it, up yours. So, today is going to be a throw sorceress, but this one is one that has been requested by one of my mates on the Discord. He threw me this idea a while ago, and I thought it's about time I maybe cover it because it's right up my alley and what sort of thing gets me bricked up. So we are going to be using dual dragons on a throw sorceress, okay? So this is going to be maxing out our enchant, maxing out our fire damage across the board, using our war strikes to not only apply our high enchant damage, which we have over here, but we're also going to be using it to apply our max synergized Hydra, okay? So running two of these, we're going to have 24% chance on striking to cast level 15 Hydra. So we can cast out a heap of those buggers, and with max synergies, max fire mastery, each fireball that your Hydra is going to shoot is going to be doing just under 1k. That's before minus resistances and conviction, so it has some decent clear speed, it looks really cool, and it's quite strong. It's quite strong with mid-sized group mods, and honestly, it's P8 viable. So sit back, boys. Here's another juicer for you. All right, stat, skills, gear, and then we'll bloody, I don't know, talk about finances or something. Okay. So strength it looks quite high because we have so much extra strength given to us from two dragons, which is pretty nice, right? So that's a benefit of doing this. We can min-max with a respec token if you're making this properly and save a lot of points, yeah? So in fact, we only have 78, which is piss all. So really, we need enough strength to wear our first dragon, and then there you go. So it gives you enough attributes, strength on top, we're good to go. We have a little bit more on top because obviously a monarch here, which we need 156 for, and that is your most important. Second thing down that we need requirements for is going to be your dexterity for your war strike, okay? If you guys want to get a little ethereal one, it takes off 10% of the requirements, so you'd need 132 dexterity, but I've just got this for 142. And between you and me, boys, I'd recommend the non-eth just because it's so much easier to repair your fucking throwing knives, okay? Vitality, I have it a little bit higher. I like to aim for about 1k to keep it even because we don't have enough points to really bump out high energy shield with this variant. So I have 1k life and then the rest in energy. That's good enough. Resistances, I wanted to have quite high on this build because again, we don't have enough to have high energy shield, and I'm not pre-buffing on this piece of shit, okay? So over to, you know what, I want to show advanced stats just for a second, okay? Increased attack speed is 60%. We have a decent amount of attack speed to have just over 2 throws per second, not quite enough to cap out our throw at 2.27 APS, but it's just over 2, so it's okay, yeah? Faster cast rate is over 37 for the 10 frame FCR breakpoint at 40, which is something I quite commonly like to achieve on these builds, particularly with my sorceress. Over to skills, right? We'll save the gear for last because I'm a juicer, alright? Now, we have all the Hydra synergies maxed out. Bolt and ball, right? We're balling, boys, alright? So are the Hydras, they're fucking balling. So if we want the Hydras to ball even thicker, then we're going to need to max out fire mastery. And then if we want to, you know, help along and be nice and thick and juicy too, boys, we need to max out enchant, max out warmth as well with that. And if we want to be an absolute juicer too, then we can switch, and then we can even switch and pre-buff from stash, alright? You can do that too. So I've got 41 is my enchant. I'm going to enchant myself, enchant Fazelle, and then we'll carry on. Okay, lightning spells, 1 point across the board, that is it. I have 2 extra points at 99, so I've chucked it in telekinesis. It's what, who gives a fuck? It's just 1 point, yeah? So this would be an area I would recommend pre-buffing more, just getting like a memory staff. If I have one, I can show you really quick, which I do. So if you can see that behind my cam, +3 and then a +3 base of energy shield. There you go, not too bad, pretty worth it, okay? Finishing off the skills, I've got 1 into frozen armor. If you want to spare a point here, it's just, you know, I don't even need to explain it, okay? But I'll save the explaining for the gear, okay? War Strikes, all it is an application for your enchant damage and a medium to proc all of your Hydras. That is it, boys. Okay? Yes, I know there's a couple of you fuckers already saying, oh, why don't you just put on a Demon Crossbow, Billy? Put on Demon Machine. Put on Kuko. Fuck you. I don't want to do this. I want to have 2 dragons because I like having that extra chance. I like having all the stats, and the Holy Fire was cool to me. Okay? And I feel like immediately if I put a Demon Machine on this to proc it and to apply enchant, then I'm just making a shittier version of this and a slightly shittier version of a bow sorceress. Okay? So I don't care. Up yours. War Shrike. There we go. You can do Eth to lower requirements, but really that's it. Okay? 2 dragons. I'd recommend getting a lower requirement chest, so then that gives you enough points to really wear whatever shield you want to get away with. Okay? So you can choose something that matches your outfit, and then you're good to go. For a helmet, we've opted for a Flickering Flame. I tried playing around with a few variants to try have a higher APS throwing build, and it was okay, but I ended up opting for the lower throw speed but higher damage output because it's a little bit slower to get it going, only a tiny bit, right, in comparison to the other variant. But once you have your Hydras out, once you've pierced a little bit, you're creaming, boys. All right, you're creaming. Now FCR, we have minimum 17 FCR from our amulet here. We've got 10%, 10%, and then we're good to go. Boots is a little bit different. We have our Silk Weaves. I found this quite helpful in this build. Plus 5 mana after each kill is really cool because we do zip through a lot of small trash mobs. Defense vs Missile, maximum mana. It fits better than Sandstorm Treks. And with my 2-piece death set for attack speed and poison res, I felt I didn't actually need my Sandstorm Treks. So that's an option for you boys. This is a good one to try. Yeah? Another option there for boots, if I still have it with me, would be something like this. People kind of sleep on the caster crafted boots. If you roll them quite well, you can get some handy stats. You can get Magic Find, Run Walk, along with extra mana to roll on the base mana roll, which is a static mod, right, on the caster boots. So mana, max mana, and then regen is 10%. It's a fun little option, yeah? Now, finishing off the gear, we've obviously got a Fire Sunder, we've got a Nihilist Torch, yada yada. 20 life and resistance is at 5, because as I said, my energy shield is low, so we're not relying heavily on energy shield, so we do want the high resistances, it's important. Fire Skillers, high life, and then Mercenary to finish us off. We've got Blessed Aim, so we strike more consistently, and then this is exactly what you'd expect. Fortitude, Andes, and Infinity, which is your bread and butter for any supporting Act 2 Mercenary if you're making a stupid elemental theory crafted cunt like this, okay? Now, I'm going to go straight over to Canyon of Magi, and I want to show you how this kind of works, okay boys? Magi, comment down below how you say it. Maggie, Canyon of Magi. I will up the player count a little bit in a sec, but I just have to show you this on P1, just for the comparison, okay? Very easy. My Mercenary slaps cunts, and so do I. It's absolutely brilliant. Here we are, Taurus' Tombs. We find some good trash mobs in here, so it's quite nice to see all the Hydras proc. Let me hop in the corner so we can actually see. One hit on that champ pack, and we're good to go. I love this build. Look at that. How sick is this? It's definitely, it definitely shines in smaller, when fighting smaller group mobs and medium density. With larger density, it kind of slows down because you need to pick off some mobs to kind of get it going. And particularly with this higher damage setup, we don't have Razor Tail for that extra 33% pierce. So that's something I was testing before. I would recommend Razor Tail and higher APS if you're predominantly farming player 1 to player 3. But if you want to push this a little bit higher, which I'm going to show you later in this video, then I'd recommend this variant, which I have now. Right? Max damage, a little bit slower, but it's fine. And when I say a little bit slower, it really is like a little bit slower. And both of them can really cream P1, as you can kind of tell right here. Holy shit, that is some density, boys. Here we go, give me some Hydras. This is what I'm talking about, boys. This is, come on, man. What other D2 channel are you gonna see this? Mate, this is fucking off meta, boys, alright? Pack your bags. We're going to the bloody races, mate. This is brilliant. Okay. Not bad. Let's step it up, right? Let's go... Should we go straight to Players 8, actually? Are you boys happy with that? Let's do it. You know what? Just for the sake of it, boys, I am going to switch out one Ormus and enchant myself again, so I can go slightly higher. There we are. Cool. Switch back. 20k. Alright. Where should we go, boys? Where would you like to see? A good one is going to be sitting through the long-ass loading screen so I can show you Eldritch. Every time. Every time. Okay. Armor, energy shield, let's go. And again, this is Players 8, boys. You can tell the difference. But she still does the job. I always find it so funny when I show some shitty builds on, like some theory crafted builds on Players 8. There's always someone in the comments like, "Oh Billy, it's so slow on Players 8, why don't you play another meta build?" I'm like, mate, no, no one plays that much on Players 8 if you play online. Like, really, unless you're joining a lot of games at the start. Like, it's not very common until you get a party going. Mate, Players 1 to Players 3 is the most common, predominantly, okay? You can't convince me otherwise. Unless you're just super fucking popular and I'm just a lonely degenerate. I'm just not about that, you know? Shank is done, let's move on. I want to go to Arcane, although some of the, I think it's the Moon Clan, is already based fire resistant. I really do like summoning all my Hydras in here. It just looks really cool on a map. Here we go. Yeah. And all the mobs group up nicely, so when I get a pierce, I can pierce right through. Like this. There we go. A little bit slower because they're fire immunes, but... oh, it's fun. Let me find some ghosts. We'll go up here. Okay, we'll do this. Here we go, boys. Nice. No, I'm not using static. I can't be bothered. I have it there if I need for bosses. Usually, like, whenever I do a Sorc build, I have one here. But, I'll be honest, I only really use that in team scenarios or for bosses. But even for showcases, I don't like using static. I feel like it reduces... I don't see the point, actually. I don't see the point at all in using static. Oh, XP shrine. It's pretty fog, boys. Not bad. But they are base fire immune, and this is Players 8. So that is kind of expected, right? Let's move on. You know what? I'm going to repair, just because we can. I'm going to go to... No. I've decided. I'm going to do Players 8, Hell, and Andariel. Then, we're going to change it back to Players 1, and going to go to Cows. So, it's not the best in super high density, so it's not going to be too crazy in P1 Cows. But we're still going to clear it pretty damn well, and it would probably be a place worth putting on Razortail, but I'm not going to do that. I want to keep what I have. Alright, where is Andy? Down here. So this is Players 4, boys. Let's have a look. I'm not going to use static on Andariel as well, just to show you that. And I feel like I've talked shit on static now, so I can't use it. Else everyone's going to call me a hypocrite in the comments. Self-accountability, boys, okay? If you take anything from this video, take it as that, alright? Make your bed tomorrow morning, alright? Buy your mum some flowers or some shit, I don't know. Let's go, Andy. Here we go. Pretty good, boys, okay? Pretty good. Now, we'll go players 1. I should have my shit ready to go. Here we go. Okay, boys. Players 1, cow level, right? Let's zip around and find a little bit of density. Again, if you're going to be farming this on players 1, I would highly recommend swapping out the helm, potentially for a giant skull with 215 IS jewels, so you can get that 30%, and then chuck on razor tail and take off the gloves and put on, who cares, anything with attack speed. You can even get crafted safety gloves. 20% attack speed on there, they roll with knockback. That's something I have in my stash that I tested too, which is, you know, kind of underrated. Why is there no cows in that corner? Oh shit, there we go. There we are, boys. This is your Hydra throw sorceress. If you get bored of trying some other shit, if you get bored of dual dreams, because that is a very common high-end off-meta variant that a lot of sorceress and even paladins like to try when they get bored of Hammerden or Blizzsort, right? If you don't want to do that, settle for something significantly cheaper. Get 2 dragons. Sir Low and a Sir Low, you know, it's going to be cheaper. There we are, boys. I hope you like this one. I hope you are, I don't know. I hope you're not buying Lotto, because that shit is overrated, okay? Don't gamble, boys, okay? Don't gamble.